Does this life feel familiar to you? You work all week, giving it everything you've got. Every morning, a cup of Starbucks just to stay alert. On the weekend, you stop by Costco, buy a few necessities, and reward yourself a little. But then, when you open your bank account, you sigh. Money disappears so fast, as if someone presses a delete button every night. You're not spending recklessly. You're not lazy. And yet it always feels like there's never enough. Like you're constantly chasing after it. And here's something that surprises many people. Maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe it's not because you're not good enough. It might be because your living room is quietly pushing wealth out of your life every single day. It's not magic at all. It's just that living spaces sometimes send out the wrong signals without you realizing it. The good news is, sometimes all you need is to place one small thing in the right spot. Cash flow, opportunities, and a sense of stability can begin to shift very quickly, sometimes even overnight.
Hello, I'm David Feng Shui. I'm 70 years old with over 30 years of experience in modern Feng Shui. No superstition, just psychology, energy, and real-life alignment. I've helped thousands of people regain balance, money flow, luck, and happiness in their lives. And if you're ready to refresh your energy, welcome. You're in the right place.
Before we continue, please hit subscribe right now and comment one energy affirmation for today. Money feels safe in my space. The living room isn't just where you sit to watch TV or host guests. In modern Feng Shui, it's the home's invisible bank. This is because it's where the main flow of energy enters first. Opportunities, financial luck, and a sense of abundance often begin right here. If the living room is bright, tidy, and has the right focal point, you'll feel everything become lighter. Money finds it easier to stay. Your mind feels less tense. But if the living room is cluttered, dark, or set up with the wrong energy, it can feel like money comes in and leaves just as fast. Luck seems blocked, as if it stopped right at the door. And now, here's the important part. The small item you need to place in the living room is called a wealth jar, a prosperity jar. It sounds spiritual, but in reality, it's very practical. This isn't magic. It's a psychological trigger, a symbol that helps you step into a more abundant mindset and gain clarity around money. When you place the wealth jar in the right spot, you're sending a strong signal into your living space that prosperity is welcome here. And when that signal is clear, your behavior begins to change as well. You start living more consciously, managing better, and opportunities begin to appear more easily. To prepare a wealth jar, you don't need to do anything complicated or mysterious. This is not a spell. It's simply an easy way to create a symbol of abundance in your living space. Think of it as an anchor point, helping remind you that money and stability always have a place in your life. First, choose a small jar or a clean container that looks neat and feels pleasant. It doesn't need to be expensive. What matters is that it gives you a sense of respect and positivity when you look at it. A simple ceramic jar is more than enough. Inside that jar, you'll place very ordinary items, but with clear meaning. The first is a small amount of rice or grains. This is a symbol of nourishment, of the feeling that I am not lacking. It represents a solid foundation in life and long-term stability. Next, place a few coins or a new bill inside. This is the most practical part. Money represents financial flow. You don't need to put in a lot. Just a small amount is enough to send the message that you respect money and are willing to let it stay. rather than letting it slip away. After that, you can add a bit of lucky herbs, like cinnamon or cloves, not because they have magical powers, but because gentle scents naturally create a warm and comforting feeling. When the space feels pleasant, your mind feels lighter, and positive energy is easier to cultivate. If you want an extra symbol of accumulation, you can place a small stone or a gold-colored item inside, representing durability and prosperity. There's no need to be fancy. Just one small object that makes you think of stability is enough. But the most important part is a small piece of paper. On it, write your financial intention clearly. Don't write something vague. Be specific and calm. For example, my income increases steadily, and I manage my money better every day. This is not a plea. It's a clear declaration. When you write it down, you're helping your mind focus on what you want to build. When you place it in your living space, you're reminding yourself that abundance is something you are creating through habits, clarity, and a positive way of living. A wealth jar is not magic. It's a simple but powerful symbol. It helps you shift from a mindset of lack to a feeling of having enough. And sometimes, just one small change like this is enough to set your financial life on a different path. Now we come to the most important part. You already have the wealth jar. You've prepared everything inside it. But if you place it in the wrong spot, it's just a decorative jar. If you place it in the right spot, it becomes a true anchor point for the flow of financial energy in your home. The strongest place to put the wealth jar is the southeast corner of the living room. In Feng Shui, this area is considered to represent growth, cash flow, and the feeling of abundance. You don't need to understand all the complex concepts. Just remember simply that the southeast corner is where financial energy is most easily activated in the living room space. The living room is the center of the home. It's where energy enters, where people gather, and where you spend most of your daily life. Because of that, the living room also reflects your life state most clearly. When the living room is bright and tidy, you feel lighter. When it's cluttered and dark, you feel heavier. The wealth jar needs to be placed in a space with life, not in a forgotten corner. The first thing you must ensure is that the area where you place the wealth jar is clean. A symbol of abundance cannot sit in a dusty corner full of random items. Prosperity always goes hand in hand with a sense of order. When you clean that corner, you're sending a very clear message that you respect your cash flow and you respect your life. Next is height. The wealth jar should not be placed directly on the floor. It should not be next to shoes or areas that are stepped on. A wealth jar needs to be placed in an elevated spot, such as on a shelf, a small table, or a location with a certain sense of dignity. Not to worship it, but so you feel that this is an important part of your journey towards stability. Lighting is also extremely important. A dark corner often carries a feeling of stagnation. When you place the wealth jar in a spot with gentle light, the energy there becomes more awake. Light symbolizes movement and opportunity. A wealth corner should feel alive, not stuck. Another thing to remember is that the wealth jar should not be hidden. If you place it behind a sofa, behind a pile of items, or in a corner you never look at, it loses its meaning. The wealth jar is not something to hide. It's a gentle daily reminder that you are stepping into a state of abundance and stability. When you see it, you maintain focus and a positive attitude. The southeast corner also should not become a temporary storage area. Many people have the habit of placing everything they don't know where to put into one corner of the room. An old bag, a few cardboard boxes, items not yet used, and unintentionally, that corner turns out to be the wealth area. When that area is piled up, opportunity, energy gets piled up too. The flow becomes blocked. So before placing the wealth jar, clean that corner first. You don't need to clean the entire house. Just clean the right corner. When you create a small open space there, you are creating an invitation. Abundance always needs space to enter. If everything feels cramped and suffocating, you'll also feel suffocated in your financial journey. An open, airy corner helps you feel that life has room to grow. The wealth jar works best when you place it somewhere you walk past often or can easily see, not to obsess over money, but to maintain clarity. When you see that symbol, you remember that you are building stability, you are living with positive intention, not living in a state of lack. Feng Shui is not about arranging furniture and waiting for miracles. It's about arranging space so you feel more grounded, more clear, and more ready for opportunities. When your space is orderly, your thinking also tends to become orderly. When your thinking is orderly, you make better decisions. When you make better decisions, your financial life changes as well. Placing the wealth jar in the right position is like placing a focal point for stability in your living room. It reminds you that money is not just something you earn. It's something you keep, it's something you manage, and it's something you can build calmly and sustainably. When you place the wealth jar down, do it simply and clearly. No rituals, no begging, just a moment of focus. You can gently remind yourself that this is a small step toward creating a more abundant life. What matters is not the jar itself. What matters is the feeling you create. A clean, bright, tidy corner with a small symbol of prosperity will make you feel like you're on the right path. And sometimes, that very feeling is what opens the door to the biggest change. When your space becomes clearer, your mind becomes clearer too. When your mind is clear, you begin to act differently. You manage better. You see opportunities more clearly. You maintain a sense of calm in your financial journey. That's why the placement of the wealth jar in the living room is so important. This is not superstition. It's a very practical way to design a space that supports prosperity, stability, and a sense of abundance in everyday life. And right after you've placed the wealth jar in the correct position, now we need to look at the areas in the living room where you absolutely should not place it. This is a symbol of abundance and stability. If it's placed in the wrong spot, it can create a feeling of loss and misaligned energy within your living space. Feng Shui is not superstition. It's about how space influences your mind, habits, and emotions every single day. The first mistake you must absolutely avoid is placing the wealth jar next to a trash can. A trash can represents disposal and throwing things away. It's where items leave your living space. When you place a symbol of wealth next to it, you create a very clear contradiction. You want money to stay, yet you place it beside something meant for discarding. This immediately weakens the sense of respect and accumulation. A wealth corner needs dignity, not a feeling of being cleared out. The second mistake is placing the wealth jar near a bathroom. A bathroom symbolizes release and drainage. It's an area where energy tends to flow out, rather than stay. When wealth is placed near it, it creates the feeling that money comes in and then flows right back out. A symbol of stability needs to be placed in a clean, calm area, not a space associated with loss. The third mistake is placing the wealth jar in a dark corner or behind the sofa. Dark corners carry the feeling of being forgotten. When you put the wealth jar there, it becomes a neglected object rather than a positive reminder. Behind the sofa is also a place where energy gets stuck and doesn't circulate. Wealth is like a flow. It needs openness and visibility. When you hide it, you are also hiding your own intention for prosperity. The fourth mistake is placing the wealth jar directly facing a mirror. Mirrors reflect energy very strongly. When a wealth symbol faces a mirror, it can feel as if the energy is being pushed away instead of being held. This creates a clear psychological signal. You want to accumulate, but you place it in front of something that reflects outward. That creates instability in how financial security is perceived. Another mistake is placing the wealth jar next to broken or unfinished items. A flickering lamp, a chipped object, something you've meant to fix for a long time but haven't. These items carry stagnant and unresolved energy. They create a feeling that life is incomplete. Prosperity doesn't like sitting next to the feeling of not finished. So either fix it right away or remove it right away. Another very common mistake is placing the wealth jar in a cluttered area. If that corner is full of random items, old papers, unopened boxes, or things you no longer use, the energy becomes heavy. Abundance does not go hand in hand with a suffocating feeling. A messy space makes your mind messy as well. And when your mind is messy, it's harder to make clear decisions about money and life. You should also avoid placing the wealth jar too low, directly on the floor, or near areas that are stepped on. A wealth symbol needs a sense of respect, not to be worshipped, but to remind you that this is an important part of your journey towards stability. When you place it in a clean, elevated spot, you're sending the message that abundance matters in your life. Another mistake is placing the wealth jar somewhere you never see. If you put it inside a closed cabinet or a hidden corner, it loses its purpose as a reminder. The wealth jar is not meant to be hidden. It's a symbol to help you remember that you are living with clear intention. When you see it every day, you maintain focus and a positive mindset. You should also avoid placing the wealth jar in areas that feel tense or heavy. If a space is always noisy, cramped, or makes you feel tired when you enter it, this symbol will struggle to work as intended. Prosperity always goes hand in hand with peace. A comfortable space helps you feel safer and more grounded in your financial journey. The most important thing to remember is that the wealth jar is not magic. It does not create money on its own. It is simply an anchor point that helps shift how you feel inside your living space. When it's placed correctly, you feel supported. When it's placed incorrectly, things feel off, even if you can't quite explain why. So avoid these wrong placements. Don't put it next to the trash can. Don't place it near the bathroom. Don't hide it in a dark corner or behind the sofa. Don't place it facing a mirror. Don't keep it near broken items or cluttered areas. Don't put it too low or somewhere you never look. Once you adjust these details correctly, the space will feel lighter. And when your space feels lighter, your mind feels lighter too. That is the most practical foundation for wealth to stay longer. Naturally, steadily, and sustainably, a living room cannot bring a sense of prosperity if there are still things inside it quietly dragging the energy down. You may place the wealth jar in the correct position, but if the surrounding space still feels heavy, cluttered, or stagnant, abundance will have a hard time feeling like it can stay. Feng Shui is not a ritual. It's about making your space feel clear, light, and supportive to your mind every day. One of the most common signs of stagnation is objects that symbolize stoppage. A dead clock, or an item that no longer works and just sits there, creates the feeling that everything is stuck, not because it carries bad magic, but because it sends a very clear signal that the flow has stopped. When you change the battery, fix it, or remove it, you are restoring a sense of movement in your living space itself. Next are broken items that are left unrepaired. A flickering lamp, a wobbly chair, a chipped decorative object. These things create a feeling of incompleteness. You see them every day, and your brain registers that something is unfinished. Prosperity does not live well with unfinished energy. It lives with stability and wholeness. So either fix it right away, or let it leave the living room. The space is also pulled down by images that create heavy emotions. If you walk into the living room, and the first thing you feel is fatigue, darkness, or tension, the energy in the room will struggle to brighten. You don't need elaborate decorations. You just need to make sure that what you see every day brings calm, lightness, and a sense of hope. But the strongest blocker is always clutter. Clutter is not just physical objects. It is mental pressure. When you see too many scattered things, your mind becomes scattered as well. You procrastinate more easily. You lose focus. You feel tired without knowing why. A cluttered living room blocks energy flow, and a clear sense of prosperity cannot fully form. Even small things like dusty artificial plants or old decorations that are no longer cared for can drain the life out of a space. Abundance always comes with a feeling of being nurtured. You don't need to replace everything. Just clean, care for what you have, and keep the living room feeling fresh and attended to. Once you recognize what's blocking the energy, reactivating it is not difficult at all. You don't need to do anything big. You just need to create immediate change through very simple actions. When air circulates, the feeling in the room shifts. When light is turned on properly, the space feels more alive. When one small corner is cleared, your mind gains more room to breathe. Abundance does not like feeling cramped. It likes openness. So by opening up even a little space, you begin creating a pathway for new flow. A brighter, cleaner, more organized living room makes you feel more in control of your life. And when you feel in control, you act differently. You manage money more clearly. You make better decisions. Another very important piece is how you remind yourself, not through begging, but through intention. A simple affirmation like abundance is welcome. Here works like a psychological switch. It reminds you that you are building stability. You are creating a space that supports a sense of having enough. Feng Shui is not magic. It is a way of living. It is clarity in your space that creates clarity in your mind. When your living room feels lighter, you feel lighter. When your living room feels brighter, you feel brighter. And when you live in a space that feels orderly and peaceful, prosperity has the chance to stay longer, naturally and sustainably. Feng Shui is not superstition or magic. It's a way of creating a living space that feels clear, light, and supportive to your mind every day. When the living room is clean, bright, and open, you feel more at ease. And when you feel more at ease, it becomes easier to think clearly and make better decisions about money, work, and life. The wealth jar does not bring money on its own. It's simply a symbol that reminds you that abundance needs to be welcomed and needs the right place to stay. By placing it correctly, avoiding the wrong corners, and removing clutter and stagnation, You are creating a stable environment where luck and opportunities can enter more naturally. Wealth doesn't begin with something big. It begins with small changes, right inside your own home. When the space changes, the mind changes. When the mind changes, habits change, and life changes with it, in a steady and sustainable way. If you found this video helpful, please hit subscribe to join me in the next videos, and comment a new energy affirmation for your journey. My home supports my abundance journey.